Welcome to The Breakdown, first ever episode. Glad you found us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nate. I am the host of Trophy Kids Podcast and the owner of BadNewsMedia.com, which Trophy Kids falls under the brand. What is Trophy Kids? Well, it's basically me and my friends talking about sports, giving you gambling picks, currently plus 60% in both college and NFL. I'm a half-decent football picker. Well, hopefully that trend continues, and we try to be entertaining about it. We're a bunch of millennials, and we figured because everybody's got a podcast, it makes sense because we all got trophies. And so I wanted to bring something a little different to the YouTube page. We're still going to post the episodes there, cut it up into clips so you can see kind of what we're producing. If you love it, like it, subscribe it, share it. Let us know what you think. We're on every platform you can get a podcast from. You can find Trophy Kids Podcast. We'd love you to be part of the movement. But the breakdown's going to be something a little different. It's going to be a little bit shorter content. It's hopefully to do it once a week. It's going to be me. And I'm basically going to be talking about things that maybe don't fall into the podcast. Maybe something we couldn't talk about that week because we had other things going on, or the hosts maybe weren't as educated in that. For example, UFC 254 is what I'm going to talk about here today. Or something maybe I found funny on the internet and just wanted to kind of let my personality out through that. So I hope you enjoy this. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's get into the UFC 254 because I am ecstatic about what we're about to watch here. This is coming out Saturday. The fight's at 2 p.m., which is a weird start time for the U.S., but this is going to be awesome. It goes on the big screen because this is going to be the best fight of the year. Khabib versus Justin Gaethje is an insanely good stylistic matchup. Khabib at 28-0 is one of the most dominant fighters in the cage, but we don't consider him one of the greatest of all times. He never comes up in that conversation because he doesn't have a lot of title defenses. Sure, he has run through people like Edson Barboza and Rafael dos Anjos, but he's only had 2 title defenses, and that came against Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, who are great fighters in their own right, but you need a little bit more. You need a little bit more to build that legacy, and Justin Gaethje fight, if he can pull this off and get this win, is exactly that. It's a good corner piece to start that conversation. And you have Justin Gaethje, a man who is soaring through the lightweight division right now. He's 22-2 coming into this, and he is a unit. So you got Khabib, who is an absolute mauler. He is a bear within the cage. He wants to break your will, and he is world-class wrestling grappler. There are levels to it. You know, we talk about, for example, Justin Gaethje. He's an all-American college wrestler. That's a hell of a wrestler. Then there's Olympic wrestlers like Daniel Cormier. And then there's guys like Khabib who are on just another level. They are on the top of the level. Cloud 9, Mount Everest, the alphas in the room at grappling. And he comes from Dagestan where they are world-class at this. They refine the skill to just a beautiful art. And now he's going up against Justin Gaethje. And the reason why this fight is so exciting and why it's so stylistically interesting is because Khabib has never fought somebody like this. He's never fought a guy that has great takedown defense, has 12 gauges in his fist, click, click, boom, will take your head off, but also isn't afraid to go to the ground because he doesn't feel like a fish out of water there, and can survive and thrive there. Now, he isn't the same level as Khabib. Don't take me as saying that. But one of the things that makes Justin Gaethje so dangerous is his mentality and his skill set. Justin Gaethje plays chicken at 110 miles per hour. He goes full tilt. He says, throw me into the fire. I will come out stronger. His hands get to be completely free because he knows he has good takedown defense he can lean on. So if he screws up and is over-aggressive in his striking, he's got that. If you shoot him to try to take him down, he's extremely hard to get on the ground. And if he's down, he's hard to keep there. He's good. He's very good there. And that's what makes him dangerous because Khabib is one of the greatest at getting people to the ground and breaking their will on the ground and mauling you. But Justin, he leaves himself open to opportunities. You saw that in the Conor McGregor fight. You know, there were times, and I'm a firm believer in this, you know, Conor should have had a tune-up fight because there were opportunities where if you had a young Conor, he landed shots, but he wasn't landing them at the same angle. He wasn't landing with that same precision and timing and power that he used to have. But that's the weak spot in Khabib. He wants to stand up, and he is a good stand-up fighter, but he isn't mastery level like a Conor is. And Gaethje is so dangerous because Gaethje isn't stylistically or skill-wise the greatest striker, but he's so powerful, and he brings it such velocity and volume that it doesn't take much for him to take your head clean off. And that's the danger here with Khabib, because there are going to be opportunities, I believe, that open themselves, and Justin Gaethje is crazy enough to land them. And so this is a huge, huge fight with huge implications for legacy here. From a picking standpoint, you lean Khabib here because of just how dominant he's been, and nobody has lasted with him. But from a betting value standpoint, the value's with Justin Gaethje because he's got the puncher's chance. He's well above the puncher's chance. And he's good enough on the ground where it's still a concern. If Khabib takes him down there, he could absolutely throw him around like a rag doll. But he could also not. He could find it a little challenging and really have to work there and go to work, which he will win on the ground, I think. But because Gaethje has that mentality of, I could survive the ground. I can get back up. He's going to let his hands be free. He's going to strike with volume. He's going to strike with power. And I think he's going to look to knock him out. He's a top 10 knockout finisher in the lightweight division. In the history of the lightweight division, he's top 10 in KOs and TKOs. This is going to be an awesome fight. I cannot wait for it. If you're not a big UFC person, watch this fight because it'll open your eyes to kind of the beauty and strategy of it. These are two fighters who they're not fighting for the money. They're not fighting for the notoriety or the fame. They're fighting because they love the sport. They love to go in there and show that they are the best at mixing up all these styles, and you cannot beat them. They will take whatever you throw at them, spin it around, and beat you with that. And that's a great fighter to watch. That's why Georges St-Pierre was so phenomenal to watch back in the day, because he loved to fight. He loved the challenge and the skill that it took to win those fights and the mastery and the art of it. And that's what you're going to see here. You're going to see art, essentially. It's a beautiful motion. I love this fight. I cannot wait. I am going Gaethje my bet. I'm not putting a lot on this. I hate betting UFC. The values are almost never there. But it's going to be an awesome fight. I cannot wait. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you come back. I hope you subscribe. I'm excited to bring the breakdown to you. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be hopefully once a week. We'll pump out some things here. And if you're not subscribed to Trophy Kids Podcast, get subscribed to Trophy Kids Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. Join the movement. We are taking off. It's going to be one hell of a ride. As always, peace.